So everybody, this t-shirt that I'm wearing, it used to be white. Now it's cream. I've had it for a long time. And after wash over time, even though you're washing it with white clothes, it fades and loses color, especially because I don't use bleach. And I'm using this to talk about the USA, the kind of respect that they used to have, the kind of power that they used to have. It's no more. The United States of America was that sweet dream for people around the world, and over time, they allowed individuals to come from around the world and come there and make something of their life. That was the great USA. Now, the great USA have always had a very sordid past, a very wicked part of themselves, the underbelly, through slavery and black people having to go through the civil rights movement. And, other nations of the world have had to be subjected to the United States being their monitors. The United States of America have been a great friend and a great brother, but have also been a very cruel master. And because of the good that America does in the world, people loved the USA. People still loved being a part of that country. But a USA is fading. The beautiful USA has lost its shine because they refuse to do good when they can. USA have appointed themselves as leader in this globe. They monitor the whole world. They determine who should go where, who should live, who should die. I'm not afraid today, man. I just don't care. I don't care who is the leader of the free world, who appointed themselves that way. I live in Canada, and Canada is a much better country than the USA. Canada stands for more good things, have done more good things to help people, have offered a shelter, a home, and you don't see them out there bragging and forcing other persons to come beneath them and to bow down and worship them. Canada is not perfect, but when you look at their social policies and their humanitarian acts, they're far greater than the United States. But the USA continues to tell the whole world that we are great and we are going to be greater. And they don't realize that the greatness that they have is at the expense of other people. People's blood and sweat and tears shed in the land of the USA. And all we are hearing is, big bravado speeches coming from individuals that have not done anything but to take from America. Take from America, not give anything to America. Take and build themselves and their generation. The reason I'm upset today is because I'm thinking the great USA, who is basically telling other persons what they're doing wrong. You see things on the American website stating that this country is in violation of this act or in violation of that, telling people that don't have arms, telling people don't make bombs, telling people don't do this and that. The very things they're telling other persons not to do is the very things they're doing. The very things that technology and stuff like that they're forbidding other persons from having. They are building their own. What kind of thing is that? How is that right? How can America appoint themselves as sovereign government to the whole universe, critiquing things that they're very guilty of? Thousands of girls and black women are missing in the United States, some killed, some forced into labor, sexual labor and things like that. Yet they have no problems pointing out. And I'm not saying they shouldn't point it out. It's good to point it out. But at the same time, it's like the big elephant talking about the frog. Another thing that is upsetting me is that they spend millions of dollars on the military, fighting warfares that could have been avoided, fighting for causes that they could have sit down in a room and discuss and resolve. And yet people are there, hardworking citizens who they claim to love, who they're always saying, we're protecting our people by going to war. People are dying from simple things because they can't afford to go to the doctor. They have no health care. All that money that's been pumped into the military to go and slaughter other people could have been used to build their own country, create jobs, create opportunity, get rid of some of these areas they're calling ghetto, build them up, create opportunities, factories and so on in these communities. So it's a situation of convenience. Humanity or humanitarian act is a situation of convenience. The United States of America go into other countries and do humanitarian acts based on what it benefits them and not the people itself. I just don't care today. I just can't stand hypocrisy. So you see persons working, you know, like a good friend of mine who is, you know, taking care of people who are abandoned, people who people don't want, individuals who would have rather otherwise been in institution. This woman have given her time and her energy to taking care of these individuals. And she doesn't care about race. She doesn't care if the person is black or white or Asian or whatever. Most of these individuals are white that she takes care of. A black woman is taking care of white kids that their families don't want, abandon them from they were very young for whatever reason. She takes care of these individuals. And now that she's in her time of need and needs to do, you know, take care of her health, she has no insurance. A woman like that who's taking in white families, taking in white people and care for them and rub her knuckles to the bone to take care of these individuals when she needs them the most. They're not there for her. It's upsetting me so much, you know. But rather than look and say, why do you even bother? Why did you? No, I can't say that, because it is good to do right things. It's good to be empathetic. It's good to take care of other people. But when you always see it come back where no matter what you do as a black person, you're never rewarded for it. You're condemned, if anything. So when the United States of America continue to be the chief and commander and tell other persons how to live their life, they need to clean up their own mess. You don't need to go rescue anybody from any other country, because right there in the great USA, the walls that you're planning to build, you need to tear those walls down in black communities. If the people in your own country don't like you because of how you've oppressed them, you can't go speak to another person, another nation about how they're oppressing their own people. I just don't care today. I'm just upset. I'm just very upset about the hypocrisy, about, you know, a few individuals who cause so much problems. And so when you see people going around and sounding like they're racist and sounding like they don't like white people, it's because of the few persons that have done other things. And so a whole group of people get put into one umbrella, under one umbrella, a whole group of people get called wicked or evil or whatever. But those persons who are not wicked or not evil, they don't stand up enough to say, I refuse to let you do this. I refuse to let you turn me into collateral damage. I refuse to make you do things to other people that cause them to be angry. And when they come to attack this nation, you jump in your plane or your private whatever, and you disappear, gather your family and disappear, and leave innocent people to die. Innocent people. If everybody in the United States came together and understood that when these so-called, you know, powerful leaders go and make trouble in the world, and you stand by and you not say anything, you are collateral damage. When that building was bombed, September 11 was bombed, it was innocent people, hardworking people running and dying from that building. Not those leaders who are out there making trouble. They jumped in their private vehicle or their private plane or went to hide in their private space until when the smoke settled. So the hatred and the animosity with black and white in America doesn't have to be that way. The people just have to smarten up and say, look here, you're not my enemy. I don't even know you. When white folks see black people and attacking them on the street, and black people have no choice but to feel resentment because of what they've gone through. They need to understand that we're one people. We live in this country. Some of us we're forced to come here from Africa. But this is where we are. We have no place else to go. This is our home. And understand that it's not the common man who's going to work with you 9 to 5 and struggling and don't know how to feed their kids. What the problem is the ones who call themselves leaders, who go and make trouble. And when they make trouble, who gets caught into the mess? The hard-working people. The regular man and woman who don't care about racism, who doesn't care about oppressing anybody, who just want to live a good life. We don't need any more war. We don't need to spend millions of dollars creating weapons of, or mass weapons of destruction. We don't need that. When your mind is about war, you're about death. Any country that is focused on just warfare is not about life, it's about death. And those individuals have no business or any right to dictate any terms to anybody. Clean up your own act, clean up your own heart, clean up your own mind, clean up your own country. I'm sure that this video that I'm making is going to offend somebody, but if it offends you, it's because you're a wicked. Because who wouldn't want to come out here and say peace? Huh? When I go home and I see people from China and from Korea and from India and from any place in Europe and anywhere in the Caribbean or any place in Africa, and you see all these two people, all these different people on those resorts getting along and having such a good time. Nobody cares if this one is black or white or Asian or whatever. Everybody's having a good time. So why couldn't we have that same approach to life? Now, so much dirty water is under the bridge, and people are not trying to let it, flow and become clean. We pretend we want a good world, we want a good society, and all we're doing is thinking of different ways how we can destroy each other. Everything that mankind is doing nowadays is based on killing, taking things and people into captivity and destroying ourselves. And even as we're doing that, we're still standing up on a plateau and saying, do this my way, do this way. If you don't do this, who are you to dictate any terms for anybody? Canada allowed the black people to come under the Underground Railroad and come to this country and escape to freedom. Canada has free health care. Canada has the system that is allowing these persons who are displaced from around the world to come here. I'm not saying that there's no issue, because racism starts in people's environments, in their home, in their heart, in their mind, becomes a disease. Anywhere you go in the world, people are going to be prejudiced. Sometimes what we say is racist is not really racist, it's prejudice. But as far as racism is concerned, that will never change, because people are accustomed to hating things and people they don't know and understand. But we don't have to accept it. And if we're going to die, we're going to die either way, because people don't like the truth. But USA have no business dictating any terms to anybody, because their history is terrible and continues to get worse. Be best, everybody.